Hey, welcome back, part two. Little quick wrap on the Cardinals. First place in the Central. The Central over in the National League isn't as bad as the Central in the American League.
Nobody's as bad as the Central in the American League.
And the Cardinals up there with rookie center fielder Harrison Bader.
Go Gators! Go Gators!
Florida Gator. He got called up last July. Our family little trip. We went to St. Louis. Went out there third game. Tried to get his attention with a gator chomp and everything like that while he's warming up. And I mean, if he'd have known who it was, he probably would have gator chomped me back, but he totally blew me off. And I felt miserable. And
he blew you off?
Blew me off, yeah. Didn't even, Harrison, go Gators!
So he big league.
He big league. And I felt bad, but you brought up a good point. You know, third major league game, probably doesn't want to sit there and have, you know, what are you doing playing with the stands and whatever. So the Gator softball team, they close out the season, win the SEC, sweep University of Missouri, University of Missouri in Columbia, South Carolina, Missouri, and they win there. And then 4 days later, the SEC tournament starts there. There's no reason to fly home to Florida and fly that. They spent a few days in St. Louis, downtown, seeing the Arch, go to a Cardinals game. They walked, they had real good seats. I mean, this is the Gator softball team, but they walked out to center field, get Harrison Bader's attention.
Big league them?
Big league them too.
Wow. And the really fun thing is that Kelly Barnhill could strike him out 4 times right now. So Harrison Bader, don't ever get in a contest with her because she'll big league you when it comes to
exactly.
And, you know,
and I don't know if it was the whole team that walked out there or just a few wanted to kind of
probably the ones
go Gators and chomp.
Yeah, the ones that know him, the ones that are seniors and juniors know Harrison and have been in the weight room with him and other stuff. So yeah, it's kind of fun. The softball is coming down to it. The SEC tournament
started a couple hours ago. And is this weekend, and then next weekend is regionals and super regionals. They'll finish up a couple of weeks prior to baseball. So we talked about how that comparison would be if the 116 holds in softball. If 116 held, you'd have Oregon playing Baylor at home, or all these home teams first. UCLA would play Gators are number 4 or number 3?
4. You'd have UCLA would play Alabama. Oklahoma would draw Kentucky, which is a bad thing for Kentucky. UF would have Texas A&M, which is not fun, have 2 SEC schools playing. Washington would play Arizona, which is also a Pac-12 thing. So they might flip those in the seedings, in the national seedings, just so they don't have that. And then FSU would draw South Carolina. Arizona State would play Georgia, and Tennessee would play LSU. So, you know, a big-time atmosphere there as it gets a little closer to see who's going to play. But if Oklahoma's in it, my money's on Oklahoma. I mean, I love our team. I love the Gators, but it's an Oklahoma home game if they're playing in Oklahoma City. And so it's very difficult. It's a harsh crowd, and everybody's OU and Boomer Sooners and
I've seen a couple of Gator games this year. How's their hitting coming along?
It's better. It's been better. Last weekend, they really kind of got it going against Missouri, which is a pretty good team. But it was, you know, they're the bottom of the SEC, and they probably will still they won't make the tournament at home, which is kind of funny. They host, but they won't be in it the way the league works. And but they might make the NCAA. It's still a possibility they can make that tournament. But the Gators look better hitting, and they've hit enough. And when you've got Barnhill and Ocasio in the circle, it's like Oklahoma with Page and Page. You don't have to hit much. You just have to score a couple to win it. So it'll be interesting to see. If they get hot, they have a chance to win it all. If they don't, they have a chance to go 0-2, just like everybody else that goes out there. So, you know, it all depends on who's hitting and who pitches, and you got to hit enough to win when you get to Oklahoma City. Till then, you know, I would be surprised if they don't make it to Oklahoma City, but it could happen. I mean, you just have a couple of bad games, and next thing you know, you're out. That's the way it works in softball.
Where's FSU right now?
FSU is number 6.
So they're in the top 8.
They're in the top 8. They would host all the way. So unless something weird happens, it won't be UF FSU. It could be UF in Georgia again. It could be UF in Alabama, depending on how those things slide over the next few weeks. But we should host. I bought my ticket today, so I hope we host. We've got my seats.
And SEC Player of the Year, Amanda Lorenz.
has gotten on base in every game this year.
That's amazing.
She's only had 7 games in her career that she has not gotten
I
on
went
base.
back because you know how I
7
do the
games in her
numbers.
whole career.
7 games in her whole 3 years.
And here, do you want to know something? She had 2 last year.
5
Okay,
freshman.
last year, 66 out of 68 games she reached safely. Okay, and 5 her freshman year. What's interesting on her freshman year, in 3 of those 5 games, she grounded into a force out or reached on an air, but scored a run. So 2 games of freshman year, 2 games last year, she has failed to reach safely or score a run.
Yeah.
4 times.
4 times.
4.
Yeah, she is definitely an
In
offensive
200 games.
powerhouse. And just a little dig there for UCLA fans. She grew up being a UCLA fan and had a bad experience and decided she was coming to Florida. Called Coach Walton and said, I'm coming to Florida, you don't have to worry. So here she is. I know when they lost to Georgia, she called Coach Walton on the way home. Coach Walton was on the way home. He tells the story. He was on the way home. He got a phone call from Amanda and said, Coach, I'm sorry, that will never happen again. I promise you, that will never happen again.
So she should have been pitching there in this.
No, she's like, I'm not going to leave it that close.
It's cool.
So far, she's lived up to it. So softball's an interesting game. You should watch it and get a chance if you love baseball.
It's fun to watch.
I think you'll
Quick
love
and it's
softball.
fun.
Yeah. TV works it well too.
So, what we wanted to talk about real quick, just different happenings in
Well, the
baseball
Dodgers.
and everything. The Dodgers,
Yes.
okay? Surprises. Matt Kemp couldn't make it as a Brave, couldn't make it as a Padre.
Well, he made it as a Brave, but he went to the Dodgers and we're not gonna play him this
we
year.
don't have room for him.
We're not, yeah, he's
Well,
gonna
that's
be
what happens.
released.
And the next thing, bam, 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 injuries
Yeah, I
happen.
mean, now he's leading the National League in hitting. I mean, it's
353.
And he's been a good player for a good long time too. San Diego tried that experiment to build a super team, and that failed completely. And he didn't do badly in Atlanta, but
And the Dodgers mainly, same as they did in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s, as long as I can remember, I think every other year, from Sizemore to then later on with the Karras and Mondesi and Nomo and Hollingsworth, and I'm missing one there, Piazza, just rookie of the year after rookie of the year after rookie of the year. Coincidentally, the last 2 rookie of the years,
Dodgers.
Cody Bellinger, Corey Seager as a sophomore last year carried that team.
And
awesome.
both of them out?
Bellinger is not,
No,
but Seager
Seager's
is gone for the year.
But Hudson's gone. Their third baseman's out too.
Right.
And
I think yes.
And now Kershaw, which you always joke about,
I'm telling you, they play better without Kershaw. So
he was
they're-
1-4 with a 270 ERA.
They got a chance to get back in it now.
But correct. And I tweeted you the minute I saw it. Kershaw's on the DL. I said, now the Dodgers can make the run. Can they without Corey Seager?
No.
they're going to have to make a trade. I really see them make. I said this in the break. I see Machado in the Dodger uniform before the end of the year.
Wow.
I really think that.
Where's he going to play?
They can play him at short or third. I think.
Now that
Machado playing short?
totally
I think he can definitely play short. I think he can. I mean.
Wow.
now, Jonathan India.
Well, my question is this: I've been
Now-
a baseball fan a long time. I never cannot remember an everyday player like Corey Seager having Tommy John surgery. Is there somebody that you guys remember doing that? I was trying to think who was an everyday player who had Tommy John surgery.
No, there probably were several that should have. But what they do is they move them. What they do is they move them to.
I didn't say.
No, we're exactly.
They move them to second base, so they don't have to.
Oh, okay, yeah, because it hurts the Dodgers. I mean, he was a stud last year. For
If he
them.
can hit, you could,
Right.
and you had a second baseman that you could swap. Now that's dependent on can your second, you have somebody else who can play shortstop,
Right.
and if he can still hit, still swing the bat.
How
without
often do you
pain.
see a position player moved to shortstop?
Rarely.
Never,
I was about to say.
Yeah.
never.
But I
You
think
can
Machado-
take
That's what I'm
them,
saying
move them
with
to
Machado.
third. You take shortstops and eventually move them to
That could
third
be
or to
something
second.
else.
Right.
But you don't move. If a guy's good enough to play shortstop in the big leagues, he plays shortstop in the big leagues.
Right.
Unless you're playing for the Yankees.
Well, he did. He was good enough. He was playing there, and he ended up playing third.
Play third,
We
right.
talked about that all the time. You can move from short to third. You can move from short to second if you get a better shortstop that comes in. Perceived or real, a better shortstop.
But someone who's been playing third base for
Machado's not gonna
5-6
play shortstop.
years, you don't move a guy.
You're
like
going to
that
bring
to
your
shortstop.
AAA guy up or your AA guy up and play him or trade and get a shortstop.
Okay. Well, I think that I still think he's going to be a Dodger uniform.
Depending, well, he might be, but
Yeah.
it still depends on, I don't know the Dodgers farm system, so it depends on who the
Oh.
Dodgers have at shortstop. They have a guy they think can come up and play everyday shortstop
Right.
in the bigs and just hit enough.
And Dodger fans, what do you think? Let us know, because I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Let's go with the Braves young guys.
Wow.
Sure. You know,
Acuna?
Acuna is starting to, I mean, he's like the flavor of the week right now. He's hit his third home run. He was the youngest guy since Phil Cavarretta to win a game 1-0.
Phil
Wow.
Cavarretta.
1935.
Phil
To win a
Cavarretta.
1-0.
The old Phil Cavarretta.
Yeah.
I've always wondered, I've always
I
said,
always said nobody's going to break
no one's
that
going
record.
to
Yeah.
beat Phil
Yeah,
Cavaretta.
nobody's break that record. But no, I mean,
I didn't
the Braves,
know.
I like, you know what I like better than Phil Cavaretta, though? Rocky Colavito.
Rocky Colavito.
I used to think that was the greatest.
How about Clock Hands McGee?
that's even better.
Hey,
I like
you know that guy?
No.
If you look him up in minor league, you should look up Clock Hands McGee.
Clock hands McGee. I will do that right
Clock
now.
Hands McGee.
Clock hands.
That was his nickname.
Okay.
He was right twice a day.
That's good. No, the Braves, I think the Braves farm system has started to obviously, I don't get to see the Braves because they're on TV. And
They were on last night against
well, I didn't get to see them
Tampa
last
Bay.
night. I went,
20 and 14.
Yeah, I mean, I never saw
Will
that.
they be 34 games? Will they play the next 34 better than 14 and 20?
Yes.
It depends on their, I don't know the schedule. I'll go with Eddie, yes.
So-
Why not?
Yes.
70 games in, will they be at 500?
Yes.
Yes, I think they'll
I
be
think they
fine.
are this year. Unless somebody gets hurt.
Right.
And you can't, unless their best player and best pitcher goes down, then no,
Right.
I don't think they're that deep. I don't think they're deep enough.
No,
to
no,
handle
they're
it.
not deep enough to last the whole season.
We mentioned them a little earlier when we were talking about the how hot the Yankees are and everything like that, and Stanton is being Stanton. Do you think the Yankee fans have accepted him, and will they accept in July when he goes 3 weeks?
No, it's Yankee fans. They
Right.
never accept anybody not doing.
I think
well.
I think he would get the same reception in Boston, perhaps too. I think, but the Yankee fans, I think, are worse, and I think the expectation, they see the number 59, and they think, oh, this guy's going to hit, 70 homers here. We've watched him.
Or
we've
to get
watched him last-
59, he's going to hit 4 a week.
Exactly right, and we've watched him over the course of his career, watching the Marlins because we get to see them, and we talked about this every week. He goes through slumps, and Yankee fans, what were you expecting?
And then he'll carry a team.
And he'll carry a team. Exactly right.
If you hope that he gets hot in September.
That's exactly right.
Because if he gets hot in September and October, you're in the World Series.
Because last year when he hit those 59 home runs, most of those home runs he hit in July and August. He hit 30
he had
of
a couple
those.
of-
Yeah.
But they were out of it by September as well. He wasn't even in a pennant race.
Right,
And
that's
we
when they
talked
moved
about
him up.
that as well, and you give him more at bats. But if he's going to be in a pennant race, pitchers are going to pitch him harder than they were down the stretch. I'm sorry, I still.
Yeah, they are. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
So there's been
But
three.
he's got more protection too.
There's been 3 no-hitters in baseball this year.
Right.
And here's an interesting stat. One was thrown in the United States, one was thrown in Mexico, and one was thrown in Canada.
Canada. Yep.
Whoa!
Yeah.
International baseball.
The American pastime.
Oh, there you go.
And an American pastime is going across the way too. Rob
Next
Manfred,
year.
impeach immediately.
Where? When they play?
The
London.
Yankees and Red Sox.
In
And I
London.
was saying, unlike
In London?
football, are playing in London 2 games next year, and then Major League Baseball will play 2 games the following year, although it's not the Yankees and Red Sox. They will decide who it's going to be. And I was sitting there going, I thought it was like
Where?
a 3-game series in London.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but where?
I don't.
Is there a baseball stadium in
No,
London?
there's a field. I forget the name of the field, but I saw the press conference yesterday with Rob Manfred, and I forget the name.
What's interesting?
55,000
See what I was
55,000.
thinking. What I was thinking when I saw that is who's going to lose the home games, because this is a big series.
Red Sox are going to be the home team.
1-1.
1-1.
Oh, I thought he said Red Sox were going to do both of them. I thought.
No,
Is
it's
that
the
what you
gate.
said?
But the gate. Who's going to lose the gate? and
Oh,
the
I
dates.
got you.
Who's going to lose the gate?
Well, you can't. If the Red Sox are the home team both, then they're going to lose 2 gates,
Yeah.
because there's no way the Yankees are going to allow or
Red
going to
Sox
play a
are.
home game at Fenway.
But I bet they're splitting. I bet they're splitting the gate.
Yeah. Oh.
I would
I
think
bet
so.
it's a 50-50 split on the profits.
But I'm just saying who loses the home dates, and I thought it was 1-1.
I'm sure it probably is.
I'm almost
Where
certain
now
he
instead
said
of
the
each
Red
team
Sox are
playing
the home
9
team.
home games against each other, they'll play 8.
Yeah.
Probably that makes more sense.
Yeah.
But I really thought that's what he said. But it's interesting.
Well,
What do you like? Do you like that?
No. I don't. I mean, I understand
Do you
why.
like the Padres and Dodgers playing in Mexico City right now?
I like that better. I like that better because I don't know how many English or people from England are coming over to America to try to play Major League Baseball, which is fine. It's great. But I mean,
Yeah.
all right, so we're done for today?
No, not yet, because I want you to tell me about Ohtani.
Well, Ohtani is the angel pitcher that everybody has, you know, the second coming of Babe Ruth.
I wanted to go buy a pack of baseball cards the other day.
Okay.
Go to Target, empty boxes, no packs.
No Bowman.
Why?
On the shelf.
No Heritage.
No Heritage.
No, only the Topps generic that they make 50 zillion.
50 zillion of.
But the ones that are kind of neat, decent cards,
Gone off the shelf.
Why?
Zero. Ohtani. The prospect.
one guy.
I think it's Ohtani for the most part. I mean, you got.
So if I go in there and I find myself
there's
and
several
Ohtani,
rookies.
if I get a good pack, open it up like I sometimes get
Okay,
lucky and do,
now
and one card is autographed by Ohtani.
Then you immediately go to you take a picture of it and you go to your computer and you put it on eBay. Ohtani.
And what will it get me?
I'll tell you
Will
what
I
I get
be
you.
able to pay for the pack I just bought?
You'll be able to pay for the pack. A Topps Heritage ungraded Ohtani autograph card on eBay sold this last week for $1,000.
Ungraded.
Ungraded.
So just out of the pack.
Now you probably can't get that card out of a Target pack or a Walmart pack, but you could because you got that. This is the sickest person ever for pulling stuff. Sick. He pulled Alex Verdugo red ink auto number 69 out of a blaster pack, not a box, a blaster pack. Remember the Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott like 3 years ago? It was sick. I mean, nobody gets that stuff.
The green
Green refractor number to whatever it was. He bought two
One of them
packs.
had Dak
Prescott and the next had
Ezekiel.
Elliott. Sick. It's sick. It's sick.
Rookies.
But if you took the $11 you had and sent off to Beckett and got it graded, the 9.5 sold for $300 more. So it's all prospecting. But
How much does that cost? Just, and you
$11.
covered it before.
$11
and
to
no
get
grade.
something graded. Takes you 30 days to get it, 20 business days to get it back. But my point is, there was a red refractor, a Bowman,
Which is the ones
that's out.
no one.
Red refractor 1 out of 5 auto that sold on eBay last week for $55,000.
Wow.
Number one.
No.
$55,000. But
If I had it, it would go for
Dave
5 cents.
Polikoff, Dave Polikoff, who's a good friend of the
A
show.
good viewer.
Dave Polikoff, and we were talking today, and what I think happened was, because I saw this morning that the red refractor number 1 out of 5 was sold again for $30,000. So I think what happened was
There's
the person,
1 out of 5.
No, the person didn't
Something's
get
not
paid.
right.
The person didn't get paid, and then they had somebody else sell it for them. But that card, the person got paid $30,000
On round 2.
on round 2. $30,000 got his money.
Where's 2 out of 5, 3, 4, and 5?
I would probably say if not going to be for 30, but they're probably in the 15 to 20 range. It's all prospecting.
But have you seen those go up yet? Or they just
No.
haven't, are they still
They're still out
waiting
there.
for me?
They're still out there.
Somebody out there for go pull them.
But my point is,
The reason when I go in to buy my 1 or 2 packs
Right.
like I do, and there's none in the box at Target, is it because someone literally came in and just bought
but
it?
all, and you got
The minute they put it out,
Probably
how
there's-
long does that last before they're all gone? That day?
that day.
Because you think someone goes in every day.
The Bowman's it's ridiculously hot right now. I mean, it's
So someone literally goes into Target
Sure.
every day.
Every day.
To put on, and they
well,
know what time
they
the
know
cards
the
get
release
put
date.
out.
They probably know the release day is Tuesday. Is usually the release day.
And that's when Target gets it.
I don't know how, but in a hobby store, that's how it would be normally on Tuesday, and then
But a hobby store, those
Which are very
$1.99
rare.
packs, what are they selling the packs for?
those boxes are probably selling.
Not the box, a pack.
Well, Heritage probably selling for $6, $7 a pack.
pack.
A pack.
That's why I buy at Target.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
But you don't get the same stuff in a Target. But my
So,
point-
hey,
my
go
point is,
out this week.
Gold refractor, ungraded out of 50, sold for 10 grand.
Autograph. What
What
about just a regular Ohtani card that doesn't have it on?
$6, I would say.
so that would be my luck. I would get that one. $6.
But my
Well, you
question,
only
my
paid
point is-
$1.99 for the
let's,
pack,
let's
so-
play this game. So you have $30,000. Let's say you have $55,000 you want to blow, and you're going to buy the Ohtani card supposedly. Okay, I can go out and I can get a Roberto Clemente PSA 8 rookie card for $22,000.
Not signed by him.
Not signed by him, but it's not going to go down because Ohtani, is he going to be a Hall of Famer? Probably not.
Ohtani, that card right
it's
now,
nowhere
if
to
you
go
do
down.
have one, and I don't sell cards,
Ali.
I'd sell it.
I'd sell it.
In 2 seconds.
We gotta go. We
Sell
gotta
it.
And I'd buy it again about 10 years from now for
go. $20.
$18.
Hey, we gotta go. We'll see you next week. Maybe we'll talk more about it. Until then, play ball.